Welcome back to the Ikigai Driven channel. My name is Matt, and if you clicked on this video, you're probably in the market of buying an Evo 8 or a 9. So I just want to go over a few things that I was looking for when purchasing my Evo 9 MR, and hopefully this may help you guys as well. So before you start looking at the car, you have to ask yourself, what is it mainly going to be used for? Is it going to be a project car or a daily? Will this be your second car or only car? So for me, this would be my only car of transportation, which means it would be my daily. And I don't have another car to drive while the Evo is like half taken apart in the garage. So I chose the Evo as my daily because it's a 4-door, all-wheel drive, and it's a manual transmission, and it's a turbo. And I chose the MR with the 6-speed for a slightly better fuel consumption. But if you're going for a high horsepower track-driven car, then go for one with the 5-speed transmission as it is stronger. Where I go look for Evos for sale, I mainly go on Facebook Marketplace, cars.com, cargurus.com, as well as Evo Facebook groups. First and foremost, before I even go in person to see the car, make sure to get the VIN number first so you can run a Carfax report. Make sure the title of the car is clean and is not a rebuilt title or salvage. Make sure the Carfax report is clean with no damage reported, so you want to stay absolutely clear from those. Because the car is old, there could be a few owners on it already, so you want to look closely at the history from the Carfax report and see if there's anything suspicious like the mileage, maintenance records, and the length of ownership. If I see an owner that had it for a few months, I would find it a little fishy as to why they're selling it so early. At this point, you just have to be like a detective and try to ask as many questions as possible to find out any information about the car. The worst is buying it and getting ripped off, so make sure to ask a lot of questions. When it's finally time to see the car in person, do a visual inspection. So for what I needed, I was looking for an Evo that's as stock as possible, meaning the engine had never been taken apart, no work had ever been done to it. Bolt-ons are fine like intakes, downpipes, and exhaust. Being that the car is stock, it will be more reliable and I won't have to guess what parts have been changed. So when you're looking at a potential car, just pop open the hood and see if there's any nuts and bolts that have been removed. My personal way of telling is opening the oil cap and just peeking inside to see if the cams had ever been changed, or even looking at the bolts on the exhaust manifold to see if it had been removed. Because the car is over 15 years old, it's really hard to find a stock one, but trust me, it is possible, but just takes a bit of a good amount of patience. I also look around the body, making sure the panel gaps are all even, making sure all the original VIN number are still in place. Look under the car, make sure there's no visible leaks, and check the condition of the coolant and oil. Another common place where rust happens is the rear quarter panel right by the wheel wells. After the visual inspection is all good, I then check on the mechanical. I highly recommend bringing the car to a shop that specializes in Evo. Have them do a compression and leak down test. The compression will tell you how healthy the cylinder walls are, and the leak down will let you know if there's any leaking fluids. They can lift up the car to visually inspect underneath the car, check to see if the transfer case winds, and check how smooth the gear changes. It will also be best if the previous owner had service records. Since it is also a turbo car, make sure there's no turbo shaft play. Okay, the final thing to do is to test drive. This is the time to really test out the car, so try to spend a lot of time with it. Go through all the gears and drive in both city and highway to really gauge a better sense of how the car runs. Try to avoid one with loud exhaust and try to listen for any unusual noise from the transmission. And try to listen for any kind of suspension clunk or rattle. So these are just the things that I mainly look out for when searching for my Evo 9 MR. Hopefully this may help you out a little. There is definitely more to it when looking for an Evo, but this will give you a great start to look for. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. If you want to see more car content, please hit that subscribe button and comment down below if this helped you out and what other things do you look for when buying an Evo. Until next time, see you guys.